So shared medical appointments is a group of between 6 and 15 patients that all have the same or similar conditions such as diabetes, and they get together with a GP and discuss the problems that they're having, and then the doctor goes around and looks at each individual person's problems.
I was quite overwhelmed by how good it was, and then in my subsequent practice seeing other patients with, in this case, diabetes, going, oh my goodness, they really need the SMA. When's the next one? I must get them along to the next SMA because it's so helpful and the results are so dramatic. So the idea is to get a group of patients that all share the same condition in the room at the same time, and then everybody learns from each other and you're able to address specific questions and specific needs, but everybody listens to everybody else's problems, and often there's huge overlaps, particularly when it's the same medical condition.
So my role within the shared medical appointments is to see the patients prior to the meeting and to find out what their particular issue is for that week, and make sure that each one of those patients gets quality time with the doctor without being distracted by the other patients.
And these are the sort of things that at times you don't get a chance in the one-on-one appointment to get to and discuss with the doctor. We're here in the group session, there's a lot of information being passed across and you're learning up and you're picking up.
So the way that I've seen the shared medical appointments evolve in the last 6 months has been absolutely amazing, and the results have been just mind-blowing.
One gentleman actually came in on insulin, and over the period of 2 months his sugars came down and down. We stopped his insulin, we stopped his diabetic tablets, and now he actually has blood tests that are not diabetic, though obviously he has that tendency if he relaxes too much. But it seemed to be that everybody in the group had quite dramatic improvements in their diabetes.
You know, sometimes you can just leave the doctor and you just go back to your own ways. Whereas you're seeing these people every month and they can see whether you're doing right, and then of course, every 3 months having the blood sugar level things done, they know whether you're doing it right or not.
It's an almost clinical / social setting, and we were able to talk much more widely about things. Exploration. I remember one gentleman saying he always had Saturday and Sundays off from exercise. He was retired and had noticed his sugars were always high on the weekend, so then the peer group pressure was, well, okay buddy, how come you're not going to exercise on the weekend? And he had to go, well, that's absolutely right, that's exactly what I will do. And he had quite a dramatic drop in his sugars with a sort of much more close attention to his lifestyle, which would never have been picked up in a doctor-patient relationship. This was more of a peer-to-peer relationship and worked really well.
We've all gained a lot of information from it in regards to our conditions, and not only for ourselves, but we're learning from the others as well as we go along. So some of the problems that we've had, we can actually get to and relate back to as well, sort of thing that we hadn't even thought of discussing with the doctors.
In the room, the doctor can sometimes hear those conversations, and me as the facilitator can hear those conversations. So if incorrect information is being given, I can also say, oh, hang on, let's just talk about that again. That's perhaps not quite right. So that everybody's getting the same information, that's the correct information.
So if I could summarise the shared medical appointments, I think what it does is give tremendous peer support. It allows lots of access time to the doctor. The doctor doesn't feel stressed and knows there's all the time in the world to address these issues. The educational benefits are very large for the patients. They get to understand the problem in depth and they feel supported through the whole process, and it becomes an enjoyable consultation.
I would definitely recommend it for other people who've got chronic illnesses, especially for anybody with weight control or diabetes issues and things like that, which is what the problem was with me. I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic, so I wanted to do something about getting to and stopping that and reversing that process, which is what is, hopefully, is what is happening with me now, sort of thing. So, yeah.